Hello everyone, VJ's832 and I am back with some more what's on Kickstarter, what's on deck. I don't know if this is going to be one video or two videos. There's a lot to talk about. This has been a nightmare dealing with different recording software. I tried a different one last week because this one had expired and I didn't want to pay for one. I wanted to see if there was one that was good that was free. Unfortunately, you can get them all for free, but they only let you record for 15 minutes. And I just went through that again with Bandicam. And it was annoying because I was doing all my talking, doing my recording. The next thing you know, it's off. And it only recorded 15 minutes. So I finally said, screw it. I'm just going to get this one again. I'm going to subscribe again. Finally got it working. Quickly, let's get through Kickstarter. So first of all, our luxury Jurassic Point Guard by Parent Green 360 is back. It's relaunched. 35% funded, 28 days to go. It's metal playing cards. There's also regular paper playing cards. I don't know who's producing them. And I don't think it's going to fund. Moving on. And I apologize for not getting this video up last week due to issues. I am going to try to just get through this very quickly this week because I don't have a lot of time. Next up, we got Transflux Point Cards, Launch Edition by Transflux Point Cards. You can see what you get there. It's a cardistry type back, with a lot of shapes and some colors, some blues. You get the same two colors on the faces, spades and clubs in the dark blue, hearts and diamonds in a light blue. Custom court cards with no faces. Very standard USB-C tuck case and cards. Modern look. Not really feeling it. Moving on. No idea what this one is or how even you pronounce it. I didn't see it before though, so we'll have a look at it. Sun 1 Core of Legends is not a deck of cards, despite what it may say. I'm hoping that this is actually recording. It says it's recording, so hopefully the audio is good. Never had any audio issues with this one. Is this going to open or what? Let me close this. I just need to see what it is. And it's nothing playing card related. So it's some kind of a game. It's not going to fund because it's not in English. Next, we got Amazon's Spartans playing cards by Agitcom. It's been relaunched. It is funded. 24 days to go. Two different decks. This lovely one for red and bluish and gold tuck case. There's another one. It's basically black and gold. The cards, however, are not... well, look at this one. You look at the tuck cases, you think Theory 11. It screams Theory 11, which is interesting. Here's the problem with this software. It slows the hell out of my computer. So maybe I'm regretting this. Maybe I'll cancel it if I can. Because I wasn't having these issues with the other one. Anyway. Nice tuck case. Ace of Spades even looks like a Figure 11 deck. The core cards definitely do not. They're pretty hot. And there's the back design. Very interesting color scheme. That's what I really wanted to show you is that. You can see all the court cards are female. I got no problems with that. Standard traditional looking number cards. There's the one edition. There's the stretch goal for the Foils edition. There's also an embossed edition, whatever that means. A silver and black foil edition and a gold foil edition. I'll just stick with the two standard ones, thank you. This is the other one, the foils. Very nice tuck case. And again, a very interesting color scheme on the back. Very unique. And also some changes to the faces. So definitely worth checking out. It was relaunched. I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe just to rectify some pricing and the stretch goal. Next up, we got Charlie Oscar Patterson X Yoki Games. Playing cards by Yoki Games. It is funded, 24 days to go. It's being printed by Cardamundi, I believe, if I recall correctly. What you see picking out of the box, that's the box. You get 2 decks. And that's what you get for the back design. It's not very, it's interesting, but it's not very appealing to me. And you get similar style artwork on the Ace of Spades and the Jokers. The rest of the cards are apparently 100% standard, which kind of sucks, in my opinion. Moving on. Splats playing cards by Derek McGee, Pure Imagination Projects. 20% funded, 23 days to order. It's apparently designed by Benji Taylor, a name I haven't seen in quite some time. That's your back design. It's kind of interesting, colorful, cardistry friendly. Similar style tuck case. You get a similar style artwork on the Ace of Spades, and that's all we see. We don't see any other artwork, which tells me, kind of like the rest of the decks, the code cards are going to be 100% standard, and the faces, which is kind of a turnoff. I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more. Then we have the Tale of Scales deck by Hazio. 87% funded, 27 days to go. I'm not sure it specifies who's printing it. I don't recall seeing information. Basically, every card has a different amphibian or reptile on it. You see the back design as well, kind of classic looking, with scales and reptiles on it. It's interesting. The tuck case isn't very attractive, and it's not really my cup of tea, but it's an interesting deck. I'll give them that much. There are some stretch goals as well for like a gilded edition. Moving on, Ferox card by Danielle. Not much to say about this one. It's 8% funded, 31 days to go. Don't know who's printing it. That wasn't specified. What you see there is the back design. It's a lion. It says Ferox. I like the name, Ferox. But it's just a horrible one-way back design, in my opinion. I hate to say horrible, but it is. And then the faces, you really don't see anything. You see 4 aces. Each suit has a different color, apparently. The aces are just a paw with like a animal face in it, lion face in it, from what we can tell, and that's all we see. So is the rest of the deck standard? Is it going to be full-colored suits? I have no idea. No idea who's printing it. It's not going to fund anyway. Moving on, currency playing cards by For Life. Playing cards is 26% funded, 24 days to go. I'm not really digging it. You can see it's all about the US dollar. And this one is 5 different currencies, decks in this series, including the yen, I believe, and the pound, the euro, etc., etc. My problem is, okay, I mean, I don't mind the code cards. They're basically modified from standard code cards. You can see you get gold suits, gold and black throughout the deck. The back design is just a repeating dollar sign pattern. And it's just major overkill of dollar signs is what it is. Dollar signs everywhere you look. Dozens of dollar signs on the court cards. It's horrible. It's overkill. Also, I don't like the color scheme. U.S. currency is green. Why not make it green? Look at the Federal 52 from Jackson Robinson. That was an exquisite currency-themed set of decks. Well done. These ones, it's just currency for the hell of it. There's not really a whole lot of effort or thought put into it. It's just dollar signs all over the place for the hell of it. It's horrible, in my opinion. It's not very good. It could be a hell of a lot better. I would love to see a Canadian version with 4 colored suits because we have colorful money. That would be cool. But there is no Canadian version because the hell of Canadians. Who cares about Canadians, right? Moving on. Modern Idols, playing cards by Third-Way Industries. Very nice looking deck. There's 2 different versions, the Fear and the Hope deck. 2 different decks. There's also 2 editions. There's limited editions, which are just different tuck cases, as far as I can tell. They've reached the stretch goal for additional jokers. As you can see, it's very colorful, very popping, lots of neon colors, fluorescent inks. Definitely worth checking out. Although I would love to see something completely different from him. It always feels like more of the same old, more of the same style of court cards and figures. How about something a little bit more traditional looking for a change, you know? Something different. I like to see creators doing different things, not just kind of more the same old, same old. Anyways, moving on, we got the light roast playing cards by Siavas Mortazavi. There you kind of see the idea of the court cards. They're all square. The whole idea of this deck, aside from a couple of details on the back design, is no curves. There you see the pips as well. They're all very diamond looking. They're basically diamonds with notches missing out of them, and not very excited about that. Expert point card produced. 45% funded, 25 days to go. Not really feeling the back design. The faces are interesting, but not my cup of tea. Moving on, Bicycle Distilled Copper Edition playing cards by the Well Suited Playing Card Company. Try to quickly look at this one if I can. It's 12% funded, 20 days to go. It's not going to fund at this rate. Kind of pricey if I recall correctly. Yeah, kind of a big goal, at least in Canadian. There's 3 different versions planned. The top shelf, copper, and the stainless. The top shelf, I guess, is gold, and then silver and bronze. 14 bucks is an okay price. Interesting looking. Obviously, it's got a brewery theme to it, a alcoholic beverage theme. There you see the back of the top case. Looks like copper foil and silver foil, perhaps, in the embossing. Looks pretty interesting. And I like how you see the cap here pouring into this bottle on the tuck case, on the flap, and inside the flap, and then it's pouring out the bottom on the outside. That's kind of interesting. Really interesting, really cool. Written by USPC. Interesting ace of spades. Very nice artwork on the court cards. Although maybe there could be more to it to fill in the space, but minor gripe. The back design, this is interesting as well. This display thing, very interesting. The Joker is very colorful. I would love to see more along that lines of artwork. The back design, however, kind of hurts it for me. It's unnecessarily borderless, I want to say. Maybe. The color is okay. I like the pips pouring out of the cask, if you will, barrel. Unnecessary to have to distill on both sides, I would say. I don't know how I feel about it. It's interesting artwork, interesting court cards, and jokers and everything. The back design, I don't know how I feel about that. They do have a plan, a stretch goal of 400% of funding for a goal or for a gilded edition. I highly doubt they're going to get 100% funding. So that's a very, well, kind of a ridiculous stretch goal to be so high up there in funding. Then we got Access playing cards by Jared Hall and Riffle Suffle is involved. Printed by USBC. It is funded, 19 days to go. It's also by Tachyon, whatever they're called. It is a, oh, I'll get into that. It is a illusion back design, animated back design, what I meant to say. Duh. So it's kind of interesting. I want to show you that quickly if I can. Yeah, it's issues been annoying me for the last 2 weeks. Finally, it looks like we got a decent, back to the, good recorder. So, okay, so there you see the back design. Interesting colors. Occupied Tachyon, established 2018. Really unnecessary to have such a long name title on there. Whatever. Don't really know how I feel about it. Overall, I will show you the animation here if it loads. I don't know if it's going to load. There we go. It's interesting, the globe spinning around. Don't see how that really benefits cartists in any way, though. And just a lot of branding on the case here, this 00100, whatever. Don't like that at all. It's unnecessary. Fairly standard tuck case. The court cards as well, I had to complain about. I don't mind standard core cards. I like them. I like the color scheme. It fits with the deck. However, I will say to anyone who designs core cards for decks and to keep them standard, all the copy and paste stuff, like having the donuts, I think those are donuts on there, sunglasses, it's dumb. It's stupid. It's unnecessary. It has nothing to do with the theme of the deck. It adds nothing to the deck. It's just extra stuff for no reason. Don't do it. It's silly. If it makes sense, if it's like a summer themed deck, whatever, that's fine. But this deck, I don't understand how this stuff adds anything to it, makes any sense. The donuts are, no, actually it's a globe. The globe, okay. The globe kind of fits, but the sunglasses, I don't know if that really fits. Seems a bit unnecessary. I think it's really cheesy, all these decks to throw sunglasses on the court cards, try to make them look cool or hip. It's cheesy, it's cheap. Not cheap, but cheesy and lazy, I guess. Moving on, London Diffractor relaunch by Philippe Dees has funded 4 days to go. Relaunch because the last one was not going to fund, so they've reconfigured the prices. Then we got 21s by Bright Design House in red and black, 500 of each. Expert playing card produced. That's all I really got to show you. The back designs just and the tuckers just have their branded logo on there. You got some interesting, very nicely drawn jokers with like tattoo artwork on them. Then the rest of the deck is completely standard. And one thing I dislike with this deck, and this is not the only one that I kind of have to mention, is that the Ace of Spades stands out like a sore thumb from the rest of the deck. And it's not so much that it's got a gold spade pip on the Ace of Spades. It's that the indexes are different from the rest of the deck. I dislike that. I like it when the Ace of Spades looks like it belongs with the rest of the deck. It fits in with the rest of the deck. It's got the same indexes. It does not. It's gold indexes for no reason. Different indexes. And don't really like that. It just seems like they took a standard deck of cards and threw some jokers and Ace of Spades on it. And I dislike when people do that. At least make it look like it fits with the rest of the deck. Belongs with the rest of the deck. Minor gripe, but it is, and the rest is completely standard. Corona playing cards by Bomb Magic is funded 8 days to go. 2 different decks there. I guess you can try to look at that. Is the first foiled decks by Taiwan playing cards. I did get the prototype I had on the website weeks ago. I'm yet to review it. I apologize. I'm so behind on reviews as usual because of issues like this. Having to re-record videos and wasting time recording videos with audio issues. I recorded last week. I made sure the audio was good because previously, the week before, the audio had not recorded very well. And the audio started off good, and then it kind of disappeared. And then it came back. It was like up and down. It's like, I don't know what was up with that recorder. It was annoying. Everyone remember that thing way back in the early days of the internet. It was a GIF or whatever. It was like a knockoff of that song My Corona. It was about the beer Corona. It was like my Corona. Oh, I remember that from my early days on the internet back in the late 90s. I guess it was. So here we go. 2 different decks. White one and a black one. There's a stretch goal for this ancient whatever edition. Loyu something. And it's at $15,000 US, that stretch goal. Currently, they are at, I don't know, but they're probably around $15,000 US. It's interesting looking. Nice tuck cases. I can say that just from the prototype I got. Beautiful foils. There's your back design on the one, the back design the other. Very nice looking decks. Again, same thing with the Ace of Spades. The other aces, they're okay. They're not my favorite. The Ace of Spades looks like it belongs in an entirely different deck. Maybe it's just me, but it doesn't look like the other aces. It's an okay ace of spades. It's not my favorite. And then the court cards are magicians and modern style faces on classic style court cards. A lot of red and a lot of gold and black as well. I'm seeing the Joker's some kind of figure. I don't know what it is. There's a wooden box set as well. It's nice. Holographic seals. And I will keep you posted about the stretch goal if I don't forget. Moving on, Citrus playing cards from Flamenco is funded, 18 days to go. Another one of the food themed decks. You know, that's another thing I'm kind of getting tired of is you see food and fruit themed decks all over the place. Wiffle Shuffle's done a few of them. Flamenco's been doing nothing but them. There's been chocolate themed decks out there. There's others. It's just it's getting to be a little bit overkill. But there you see the citrus. If I can get it to work. I just wanted to show you this one quickly, I guess. Kind of wanted to see it again myself, I guess, more than anything. Moving on, there's also Zero de playing card special Ripples edition by Alexander Petty. 12% funded, 18 days to go. Not looking like it's going to fund. There you see the back design. It's different than the previous Zero de decks he's done. Gold colored. The difference with this one, which I mean, I kind of understand his idea. I just don't think it's a very good one. The faces have no pips. They just have indexes with this circular pattern in the center. And that doesn't really make it very playable or anything like that. More cardistry-esque, if you will. Let's look at the citrus one. It's a lot of funding. It is funded. And there's your back design. Okay. It's an okay back design. Super Lux finish card when they printed. There you see the faces. You get fruits for court cards and basically fruity pips. And it's a different, I do like this. It's kind of a different citrus fruit pursuit. That being said, diamonds and the spades are kind of similar in color for me from what I can see. So I kind of hurts it a little bit. And I almost would prefer more traditional style court cards. It's like them eating fruit or drinking fruit juice. But it is what it is. Here you kind of see that the spades and the diamonds do differ a bit in color. I do like the four suit color. Have some interest in this, but at the same time, I don't. I guess. Because then if I get this one, then I'm going to be like, I gotta get the other ones too, the watermelon and the lollipop and whatever else. They've also done a burger one. I'll show you this one very quickly. Then we got Winter Summer Playing Cards by Dimitri Jansen. 4% funded, 18 days to go. Not going to happen. What you see there is basically what you get, from what I can recall. Maybe we'll look at that one as well if I can. If it will load up, we'll get to the. Let's just continue looking for here. Deland, Centennial, Daisy, and Nifty marked playing cards from P3 Studio Penguin Magic funded, 18 days to go. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you're a magician or interested in some marked decks. They got a huge amount of markets, like 500 markets or something crazy like that. On them, I've wanted for quite some time to get a Daisy deck. Of course, the vintage ones that you can find are really expensive. So it's nice to see these being reproduced. Maybe I would prefer if the tuck cases were a little more traditional Delands looking, but they're fine. There's also a kind of a deluxe collector set you can get, and they're available in gilded editions now. Then we got Matter playing cards by Casey Allen and the Meadow. 60% funded somehow, 17 days to go. It's kind of what you get there. I'll show you this jeu d'erreur. There you see the back design. It's a different back design, but still kind of similar to the previous ones. It's not a bad color. Never got the original ones though. You can see gold for the hearts and diamonds. But there's my problem: the faces. I don't want a deck that has the same face with just a different index throughout. It's just a back design on the face, essentially. And I don't like it. It's not very usable. It's not user friendly. It's not good for playing cards or Magic for that matter. And I don't think it's going to fund as a result. People want something that's kind of usable and playable. The winter summer one, very quickly. 2 different decks. No idea who's producing it. They say it's going to be delivered before Christmas. Highly unlikely, because it's highly unlikely it's going to fund, especially at where it's going. But also, that would be very difficult to do. I mean, it's not going to be, the project is not going to be done for another 18 days. It's not going to be done until November. By the time he gets the money, it's going to be December. There is absolutely no way in hell he's going to get these delivered by Christmas time. It's just undoable. It's not impossible. The court cards are actually not bad. The back design, just says winter across the middle. You see some pine trees and icy looking colors. And the summer deck, you can kind of guess what it's going to be. It's summery colors. Looks like sand and water. It's just summer. It's okay. It's not a horrible design. I do like the artwork and the effort that went into it. It's just not a feasible timeline. It's not going to happen. Manufacturing starts November. November, as he's misspelled it. And November shipping begins. So then he's going to be using so money to produce these? I don't know. Also, the prices, yikes. 27 euros for one deck. And that has a 10% discount, apparently. 2 decks for 54 euros. Not a chance in hell they're going to fund with prices that ridiculous. By the way, if you got a lot of money, you can get 100 decks for 2,400 euros. Yeah. 4,200 euros for 200 decks. Nobody's going to do that. That's a ridiculously overpriced deck. And that's why it's going to fail more than anything. The Matter playing cards, wow, $4,444 Canadian right now is pledged. That's very interesting. The back design, however, is not very interesting. It's like ink blot or something. Not really feeling it. And then the faces, basically standard, what you can see there. Oh wait, they're not standard. I forgot. They're kind of stupid, really. As you can see, they got indexes and pips kind of all over the place. It's not usable. You can't use this for playing cards or doing Magic or anything. It'd be more cardistry than anything, because you got no proper indexes. You can't hold it in your hands and go, oh, these are the cards I've got, because you can't see most of them. Court cards are standard. How exciting. Printed by USB-C. And then you got that for a brick box, which is weird and doesn't seem to fit with anything else. Is it going to fund? Maybe. I really don't think so, though. I hope not, because it's kind of horrible, in my opinion. The back design and just the faces in general. Moving on. Vintage Reborn. Vintage Chicken Nugget playing cards inspired by Arco Cherry's Nugget decks by Hanson 10. Well funded, 25 days to go. Not sure if they've unlocked any stretch goals yet. They should have. Interestingly enough, the original project for the Chicken Nuggets with the red and blue decks has now been subject to a copyright infringement issue and is blocked. So that's interesting. You know, crap given deck. We're not going to talk about that one. It's not even a real playing card deck. 666 by Riffle Shuffle Premium is funded, very well funded, apparently. Geez, 11 days to go. 53 Films by Mark Sortland. I like the idea. Maybe not the execution so much, but it is funded. 14 days to go. Bicycle Stained Glass Aries by Mike Wistalil. Collectible point cards, 29% funded, 14 days to go. Don't think it's going to happen. A lot of people are not really big fans of their stained glass decks. Some of the artwork is okay, but it's too much going on in the faces, I guess. Moving on, 14 point cards by Don Capaldi. I've seen these before on Instagram. I follow them. It's 59% funded, 13 days to go. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Walhalla, deck of Valkyries. Another version of the Walhalla point cards by INKSTER is well funded, 6 days to go. CPU marked point cards of Edge marking by Essay Point Card Company. I know it says it's Kickstarter exclusive. Nothing on Kickstarter is exclusive to Kickstarter, but it is well funded, 12 days to go. Aunt Susan's Kopfuba by Sulu Twisted. 84% funded, 13 days to go. May or may not make it. I don't really know much about that one, unfortunately. Alice Lumidas, the Wayne point card deck by Old Gravity, is well funded, 11 days to go. Interesting looking. American Presidential Playing Cards by Steven Nelson is 5% funded, 11 days to go. Not a chance in hell it's going to happen. By the way, it really has nothing to do with presidents. All it is the American flag on the back design with standard faces, and the white on the flag is gold. Very kind of lackluster and lazy. Empress Playing Cards by Colin McIntyre is 40% funded, 13 days to go. Very interesting looking artwork. Not sure it's going to happen at this rate. And then we got Vampire Cards by Mark Haney. 25% funded, 7 days to go. It's interesting, but it's not going to fund it. Kind of like the coffin box. It's kind of interesting. Fifth Kingdom Semi-Transformation Playing Cards by Will Roya. Well funded. 13 hours to go. Make sure you go check it out if you're interested. Humanity Playing Cards for Humans by Matthew Matsumoto. 0% funded. 31 days to go. Yeesh, not going to happen. 1969 Space Theme Cards by Jason Chang is well funded. 4 days to go. Can't speak. Club Pits V2 by Dwayne Cardenas, which is actually not a V2 because there's not a V1. It's just a relaunch. It is well funded. 3 days to go. It's one I might look at later on. Damsels Full House of Gods by Tautvidas Kaltinas is 80% funded. 11 days to go. They may not make it. They're very pretty nice looking decks from what I can recall. Worth a look at least. Vivaldi by Passing Team, Passing Point Cards is funded. 69 hours to go. Make sure you go check it out before time runs out. Speaking of porn decks, the Free Corpse Playing Card set, based on a weird comic by Top Secret Press, 68% funded, 26 hours to go. Oh no, it may not actually fund. Who knows? And Cosmic Geek Makes You Think by M. Hemstreet, still here. 6% funded, 9 days to go. Not going to happen. Toe Jams. That's a horrible deck of cards. How the hell did it fund? Some kind of a gay deck, gay gift. The back design just says Toe Jams. It's got a foot. You got the same thing throughout all the faces, and there's no suits. And speaking of porn decks, here we go. Nothing but sex and porn. By the way, the UC Point Cards funded. Tech Deck, Women's Deck funded as well. Ugh. And this, by the way, was pledged by one person who did $1. It's a digital version. 8 cards. Some kind of a gaff. Gay. How stupid. And one person actually pledged for this. 2 dumb bros. Hey, guess what? Dumb bro number 1 pledged for dumb bro number 2. That's all it is. Wow. And I thought I'd seen bad. That takes the cake, I would think, or maybe the foot in this case. All right, that's going to be it for Kickstarter. I'm going to do other stuff, if I can get this off without any issues. And yeah. All right. Stay tuned for